Frizzlin with a pull-up three-pointer, it's good. Dickert open from three-point land, good. Wood gets a screen from Went, nails a three. Leifon with a pull-up, Jay nails it. Great deep bank shot, good. Wainer for three, got it. Intercepted and laid off the glass. Deep shot from the side is up and good. Risberg's two-point shot is in. Splits to the fence and scores with 2 seconds to go.
Hello everyone and welcome to South High School. Tonight it's a Fox River Valley Conference matchup between the Red Devils of Green Bay East and the Red Wings of Sheboygan South. I'm Stu Hoffensperger, and with me, the guru, Mike Martin, to bring you all the excitement of tonight's matchup. And Marty, should be a good one. Two teams that figure to be in the top division of the conference this year.
They both come in at 5-1 and 2-1 in the conference. Interesting. East lost to Notre Dame. That's their one conference loss. On Tuesday night, South beat Notre Dame here by 2 in a real grinder. So you're right, it should be a very interesting matchup.
Green Bay East, one of the better returning players in the league, Harry Boyce, last year a first-team all-conference player.
We had that game here, and they came back in a great game and defeated South, and Boyce had 3 dunks in a row. By the time he got to the third one, he barely had enough spring to get the ball up and over for his third dunk, but he's quite a player. The key to East, though, Stu, is they need to play together, and if they can do that, they're a very tough team. It's when they turn into a one-on-one kind of style team, things fall apart, and then you're in trouble.
Sheboygan South has Scott Murphy back, a second-team all-conference player, and it would seem they're getting some pretty good speed from their front court.
Stubby's going to be the guy that runs the show, and if he can handle the ball and handle the pressure from East, South should have some good success. They need scoring. Murphy should provide that. They've also gotten some scoring from other areas. B.J. Harry, big guy in the middle, has provided some of that. Stubby, of course, has done some of that. But I think the key to the game for South is controlling the paint.
I would think they want to keep some momentum going as well. There's a big date coming up in the Armory not too far down the road.
January 3rd, they play North, and they're looking to break that long losing streak to the North Siders, but they can't worry about that tonight. They need to get this game and get back, keep their winning ways going in the conference. They're only 1 game out of first. North is the only team in the league without a loss, so South wants to stay right there.
All right, it's Sheboygan South and Green Bay East tonight from South High School. Stay with us for all the action.
Sheboygan is alive
with artistic expression. Sheboygan Symphony Orchestra.
Lakeshore Chorale.
Distinguished Guest Series.
University Theater.
John Michael Kohler Arts Center.
Sheboygan Concert Association.
Sheboygan Theater Company.
Lakeland Fine Arts Series.
Stephanie H. Wild Center. Theater for Young Audiences.
Rotary Concert Series.
Sheboygan Pops Concert Band.
Give the new Performing Arts Gift Certificate available at the Chamber of Commerce office.
Having twins can be a handful.
Buy one, get one free.
So when I decided to go back to school, I needed to find one that fit our lifestyle. Lakeland College was the perfect place. They offer an easy-to-manage schedule and counselors to help me anytime. Evening classes at Lakeland don't tie our life in knots.
Ever consider a double major?
Tonight, South High is honored to induct 4 new members into the Athletic Wall of Fame. The Wall of Fame honors past Central and South students and coaches for their athletic excellence and contributions to our high school. I would like to welcome the 2003 inductees, along with their families and friends, to this evening's ceremony. Our first inductee this evening is Don Luft, Central High graduate, 1948. Don graduated from Central High School in 1948. While in high school, Don participated in basketball, football, and track. Don excelled in football and basketball and was an all-conference athlete in both sports in 1947-48 school year. Don also received all-state honors in football in 1947. After high school, Don attended Indiana University. While attending IU, Don participated in football, basketball, and baseball. Don is the last athlete at Indiana University to receive a letter in 3 different sports, football, basketball, and baseball, and he did this all in the same year. After his career at IU, Don spent 2 years in the U.S. Army Signal Corps. After the service, Don played professional football for the Philadelphia Eagles, Calgary Stampede, and Hamilton Tiger Cats. Don returned to IU later to become the assistant baseball coach and freshman basketball coach. He later became the assistant varsity basketball coach at Indiana University. Don passed away on June 19, 2002, and is survived by his wife, Roselle, and his daughters, Vanessa and Valerie. Here to accept this award this evening is Don's sister, Esther Luft. Esther has traveled from Indianapolis to be here this evening. Our first 2003 Wall of Fame inductee is Don Luft. Our second inductee this evening is Julie Prater, South graduate, 1986. Julie graduated from South High School in 1986. Julie participated and excelled in tennis, basketball, and softball all 4 years while in high school. In basketball, Julie was an all-conference player her senior year. In softball, Julie lettered all 4 years and is a multiple-year team MVP winner. In tennis, Julie was a 4-year letter winner. Her freshman year, she was the #1 singles player at South. During her senior year, she made it to state in doubles. After high school, she was very active in the Sheboygan Softball Association. At the time, she was the youngest person to play in the A-League, along with pitching 3 no-hitters. Julie graduated from college with 3 degrees, psychology, social work, and criminal justice. Julie is currently a loan processor and lives in Gilbert, Arizona. Unfortunately, Julie was unable to make the trip from Arizona for this evening. But here to accept the award on Julie's behalf are her parents, Kenneth and Drew Prater. The second 2003 Wall of Fame inductee is Julie Prater. Our third inductee this evening is Doug Mangan, South graduate, 1973. Doug Mangan graduated from South High School in 1973. While in high school, Doug participated in track and field and football in the years of 1971, 72, and 73. In football, Doug was a second-team all-conference running back his senior year. Doug excelled in track and was a 3-year letter winner. During his junior year, Doug set the outdoor conference record in the long jump. Also during his junior year, Doug finished second at state in the long jump with a jump of 21 feet, 11.5 inches. During his senior year, Doug was a conference champion in the 100, 220-yard dash, and the long jump. Doug was a state champion in the long jump with a jump of 22 feet, 9.75 inches. Doug is the second male student to earn a state championship at South High School. Doug went to college at UW-Milwaukee, and he was a 3-year letter winner in track. Doug competed in the jumps, discus, and the sprint events. Doug currently lives in Golden, Colorado. Doug is married to Carolyn Matern, also a South High alumnus, and has 2 teenage children. Doug works as a financial analyst at EchoStar Corporation and is a bicycling enthusiast, riding 2,000 miles a year. Doug and his family have made the journey to be with us today. The third 2003 Wall of Fame inductee is Doug Mangan. Our fourth and final inductee this evening is Bob Erickson, South High coach. Bob Erickson graduated from Wakefield High School in Michigan. While in high school, Bob participated in football, tennis, basketball, and track. He received 13 letters and was all-conference and an all-state football player as a running back. He was inducted into the Wakefield High School Sports Hall of Fame. In college, Bob attended Northern Michigan University, where he was a 3-year letter winner in football and a co-captain his senior year. Bob started teaching at South High School in 1966 in the business department. While at South, Bob was an assistant football coach for 14 years, JV basketball coach for 1 year, girls tennis coach for 20 years, and boys tennis coach for 34 years. As boys tennis coach, his teams compiled a 244 and 136 record in duels. The teams placed in the top 4 in conference for most of the 34 years. He had boys qualify for state in 14 of the 34 years. As girls coach, his teams had a record of 148 wins, 100 losses in dual meets. The South team he coached was the powerhouse of the conference during the 80s. His team won conference in 81, 84, 85, 86, and 87, and was sectional champions in 1986. There were athletes that qualified for state in 10 of the 20 years that Bob coached girls tennis. Bob retired from teaching and coaching in 2001 after 36 years at South High School. Bob was inducted into the Wisconsin High School Tennis Coaches Hall of Fame in 2001. Bob has been married to his wife Nancy for 36 years and is now enjoying his life of retirement playing golf and tennis. The 4th 2003 Wall of Fame inductee is Bob Erickson. At the conclusion of our ceremony, family and friends are invited into the cafeteria for a reception with this year's inductees. I would like to thank the Wall of Fame committee for their time and help in choosing 4 outstanding inductees. I'd like to congratulate the 2003 inductees into the Athletic Wall of Fame. South High School is proud of your accomplishments and thank you for all that you have gave us.
Labs and meth lab waste can be found anywhere. The people who manufacture methamphetamine aren't chemists, and it's a very dangerous process. It's toxic, it's poisonous, it's flammable, it's explosive. What we as citizens can do in our community to stop the flow of methamphetamine is educate ourselves in what's going on, be aware of what's happening in our neighborhoods, and report suspicious activity to the police department.
And welcome back to South High School, where they're announcing the starting lineups to this crowd tonight. For Green Bay East, coached by Rick Rosinski in his 2nd season, they'll start number 5, Harry Boyce. As we mentioned, first team all-conference player a year ago. He's a 6'3" senior. Number 13, Mike Zimmerman, a 5'11" senior. Luke Olson wears number 15. He's a 5'11" junior. Lou Yang, a 5'8" junior, wears number 23. And rounding out the starting lineup with a 5-1 Green Bay East Red Devils is Matt Fisher. Fisher, a 6'7" sophomore, wears number 53. For Sheboygan South, coached by Dan Koopman, now in his 7th season, they'll start Tim Stubbe, number 3, a 5'8" junior. Eric Donoval had a heck of a football season this year, a 5'11" junior, wears number 5. Adam Koenig, a 6-foot senior, number 41. Number 43, Scott Murphy, as we mentioned earlier, a 2nd-team all-conference player last season. He's a 6'5" senior. And B.J. Harry, a 6'7" junior, wears number 51 to complete the starting lineup for South.
East is not a real tall team, Stu. They got big number 53, Matt Fisher, and Harry Boyce is up there, but the other 3 starters are don't have much size to them. South definitely, I would think, has a little bit of a size advantage.
He's finished 2nd in the Valley a year ago with a 9-5 record, as North sort of walked away with it at 14-0. Big game for both teams tonight. Harry will jump center for South. Up against Fisher. Here's the tap, and we're underway. South controlling.
Time for me to break into my play-by-play.
Donovan with the ball out front.
East in a man-to-man defense.
Stubbe inside to Murphy. Stubbe with the jumper, and he hits it.
A nice little give-and-go action. Stubbe cutting off the high screen.
Yang out front, guarded by Stubbe, and he'll drive. Dishes into the middle. The big guy will let it fly hard off the bracket. No good for Fisher, and Harry with the rebound. Little step move and a nice soft touch by Harry, and South off to a 4-0 lead.
Well, Harry has on and off provided some pretty good offense, and Donovan just made a great steal and a save.
Stubbe double teamed, and it'll be a jump ball possession arrow to Green Bay East.
Well, nice start for the Southsiders, getting a 4-0 lead. And BJ Harry making an impact right away, Stu, with a big rebound on the defensive end and then a basket down on the offensive end.
Both teams come in with 2-1 records in league play, 5-1 overall. Up front, Zimmerman to Yang. Down low is Fisher. Boyce, little hesitation dribble, 10-footer, short of the mark. South with the board.
Well, he made a good head and shoulders fake to almost get open.
Then strips Murphy of the ball, and East on the attack. Bounce pass inside. Zimmerman, ball blocked by Donovan, but he'll be called for a foul.
Well, thought he got all ball, but the official was right there. We're way at the other end. I guess we'll have to trust his judgment on that. Donovan picking up his first.
Just underway from South High School. Red Wings leading 4-0. Mike Zimmerman at the line hits his first free throw.
Zimmerman is a 5'11" senior. Couldn't get that second one to go.
Donovan, right side, guarded tightly by Zimmerman. Pass dumped into Harry. He'll drive to the hoop. Ball was blocked.
Good move by Harry to get the shot off. I'd like to get him to get that basket. Got himself wide open.
Slid through about 4 defenders that time and was fouled. He'll go to the line shooting 2. They give that one to Marty.
BJ Harry. Nope, yep, BJ.
First personal on the junior. Boyce hit his first free throw. Averaged 19 a game last year.
He definitely was a force. We get a good shot at Dan Koopman. Again, East only a 1 for 2 trips to their only 2 out of 4 free throws.
South leading by a field goal, 4-2. Stubbe with the ball out front for the Red Wings. Koenig looks inside for Murphy, but can't get the ball in there.
Well, he was wide open. I thought he should have funneled it down inside. He had Boyce screened off.
Right at that time, I think Fisher's going to be called for reaching over the back.
No, Boyce.
Boyce for a hold, first personal.
No, that's another reason to get it inside, you know, try to draw fouls on Boyce and get him out of the game.
Murphy, little turn inside, nothing there, kicks it back out. Koenig on the drive, and he carries the ball. Turnover for the Red Wings.
I've got him down for 2 turnovers so far. Stubbe guarding Yang.
Long shot, Zimmerman, and he drains the 3. East with their first lead of the night.
Well, South scored 4 in a row, and now East has scored 5 in a row.
Murphy bounce pass into Harry. Shot's no good, but a foul. Is that on Boyce? 2 quick ones on Boyce.
Could have gone either way.
It is. Harry Boyce is second. That is trouble for Green Bay East.
Well, after the made shot, East went right into their full court press, and South handled that quite well.
You want to see Harry take that ball right up rather than that drop down. He's got the 6'7" height there. Just take it right up. Hesitated that time.
He's not a real strong kid, Stu, but I agree with you on that point. You know, and that might be part of the reason.
Misses both free throws. And it's still 5-4 East. Boyce out front. Shoots the long bomb. No good. Rebound by Fisher.
Stubbe almost with a steal.
Double team in the corner, and Fisher does a smart thing and throws the ball off the south player and out of bounds.
That's what I was talking about in the opening, Stu. You know, you want to play as a team. You can get that kind of a shot anytime during the ball game. I mean, work the ball around. Get the defense out of position.
Murphy doing a pretty good job on Boyce. Steals the pass, keeps it in bounds. South with a break.
Nice
Donovan scores.
Good play by Murphy.
First 2 points for Eric.
That's a second assist for Murphy.
Fisher misses outside, and Murphy clears the board for the Red Wings. Stubbe long pass ahead to Donovan. That was a double dribble. Another turnover, Marty.
That's number 3.
Substitutions for Green Bay East. Dan Green, number 42, into the ball game. Also 32, Maurice Moore. He's got the ball. Luke Olson out front.
A good defense by Donovan.
Moore takes it inside. Shot off the rim, no good. Wild scramble for the ball, and South will get it on the possession arrow.
A good hustle by Will the Man Hartman. We talked about Hartman quite a bit during football season. He's a very aggressive kid, and you saw that right there when he got down on his knees to go get that ball. Oh, it's another turnover. Come on, guys.
Can't move.
Danny Teller, number 45, committing that turnover.
And Hartman, who you mentioned, wearing 25. South, that was Stubbe knocking it away, and Harry will control it. And here come the Red Wings. 3:40 remaining, first quarter. South leading 6-5. Stubbe for 3, no good.
A good rebound by Hartman.
As Teller, Marty. Teller inside, his shot won't go, and rebound by Moore.
That's right, 45.
And another turnover, getting a little sloppy out there.
You think?
Feels that way. Good to be with you, Marty. It's been a while.
Same here. Where you been?
I've been around.
People have been asking about you. Matter of fact, I'm getting sick of them asking.
South swinging the ball. It's to Stubbe on the right side. He's guarded by Moore.
A little up and down action. Nice back cut by Hartman.
Wide open Hartman for the easy 2. 8-5 Red Wings.
Well, you kind of think of that high-low action from center to center or big forward to center, and there he went from big forward to the guard.
Nice drive by Mike Zimmerman. 8-7 South.
Well, one guy we didn't know too much about was Zimmerman. He's been a force on offense.
Harry, little bank shot, and he converts.
That time he went strong to the basket, Stu, and made a good play out of that long pass.
4 points for BJ.
Well, I think they're going to get BJ Harry on the push-off.
And be a second if it is on Harry.
Interesting that Coach Rosinski left Harry Boyce in as long as he did with his 2 fouls. He's still in there.
2:26 left in the first period. South by 3.
Jacob Pfeiffer in the game now for South, too, Stu.
Zimmerman's shot was blocked that time. South control. Stubbe on the breakout. Koenig with the drive, scores, and Boyce has his 3rd personal.
Wow. Good little hang time there by Koenig, too, to get that shot up and in, Stu. That wasn't an easy play. Ooh. It's like part of the Boyce family getting up off the bench there. You see her on the corner of your screen. She's not happy with that call.
Well, I tell you what, you got 2 fouls, you got to be smart, which means you're not taking swipes at the ball.
Exactly. I was thinking the exact same thing. You verbalized, and I just thought it.
Little telepathy thing going on here, Marty?
Really? Koenig finishing off the three-point play.
He has 3 points. South by 6, their largest lead of the night. We're at the 2-minute mark of the first quarter.
Boy, almost a carry by Olson.
Moore will take the 3, comes up short. Good position by Pfeiffer, but and then a travel.
I didn't quite have his balance, and Admir Misovic is coming in, Stu. I talked with Dan Koopman prior to the game, and he didn't think Admir would be playing a great deal because of a hand injury. But here we see him in the first quarter.
He's got it taped up. Donovo returns, replacing Stubbe.
There's some meat on the hoof. Pfeiffer and Admir.
Yeah, you'd like to see South break it open a little bit now because Boyce is going to be on the bench for a while. Zimmerman misses outside. Pfeiffer hustles for the rebound.
Good play by Jacob. Good quickness.
Ibisevic outside. Koenig swings it to Donovo. Donovo's going to try the baseline.
He
splits the defenders, stepped out of bounds. East ball. Another TO.
And you know that even though he made a strong move to the basket, it wasn't a good play because he was triple teamed essentially. I have him for 5 TOs, that's unofficial. And we're still got a minute 30 left, just under a minute 30 of the first quarter.
Moore not bashful, and he hit that 3, 13-10 South. Moore's first hoop of the night.
Zimmerman has provided good offense. Harry Boyce only has 1 point, and he's on the bench. He's their, would think to be their main offensive guy. They're gonna have to look for others to pick up the pace.
Backdoor cut, Ibisevic's pass though is blocked by Fisher, and he has the ball for East. Pass to Moore, drive and score.
That's a real poor job of passing by Admir. He's got to do a little pump fake and maybe bring the ball down and then pass it up. But to just put the ball up there and throw it, not a good
Teller
thing.
loses the ball, another turnover.
Yikes.
43 seconds left. South clinging to now a 1-point lead at 13-12.
Boy, what looked like a great opportunity for South to break open a lead. They've just literally thrown the ball away.
Moore's given him a big 5-point flash here, and he's got the ball out front. Lob goes inside to Fisher and lost out of bounds.
Well, he had the right idea, but I think Teller was already out of bounds when he threw it, and they bounced it out of bounds before it hit Danny.
South was trying to get Stubbe back in the game, and they will let him come in. 25.6 seconds left, first quarter of play. South leading 13-12. Pfeiffer out front. Ibisevic had trouble handling the pass.
Yeah, that's part of that sore hand, I think, Stu.
Matt Pfister's in the ball game for South.
I'll run the clock down.
Under 10 seconds. Stubbe with 5. Ball was stripped. Moore has it stripped back by Stubbe, and that's the end of the first quarter. Sheboygan South leading Green Bay East 13-12.
There is strength in our numbers. Our call is to action, to practice what we preach. Be there to care. Our passion is compassion. We're only human, but together we're humane. Our letters stand for taking a stand, for taking the lead, for filling the need. The American Society for Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. Be part of our heart.
Imagine if everybody could live in peace. Imagine if people helped each other. Imagine if there were no bombs. I hope someday you'll join us. Imagine if there was human rights for everyone.
Back at South High School, we're ready to get underway for the second quarter. South leading 13-12. Marty, they get East best player in foul trouble, and Red Devils respond by closing the gap.
Exactly, and literally South just not able to handle the ball. They had 8 turnovers in the first quarter. They're on pace to get 32, and you're not going to win ball games with that kind of production or lack of.
Moore, who scored the last 5 points for East, came up short on that outside shot, but the ball was knocked out of bounds by South, so East will keep it on that end of the floor.
Zimmerman's been their high scorer tonight, makes a great feed inside to Fisher.
East back in front as Fisher scores his first points. Koenig almost traveled, but instead was fouled by Fisher. That'll be his first.
Well, Fisher was hoping to get his first back in the first quarter when it could have been either him or Boyce. He called it on Boyce.
Stubbe will trigger the inbound. Lob goes into Harry, knocked away. On the drive, Koenig rolls off the rim, no good. And they're starting to call it pretty darn close here.
I think they got Murphy on and over the back. Probably not a bad call, Stu. It's just, I thought when Murphy got the ball in the lane, he could have turned around and shot it because he had short guys on him, but he seems pretty content so far anyway to dish the ball out.
First foul on Murphy, 4th team foul for the Red Wings. This is Moore's spin move, 10-footer swatted away by Harry and out of bounds to East.
Didn't Bill Russell always say you should swat it to a teammate?
Yeah, or swat it up in the air, just grab it and trigger the break, but yeah, that was Bill Russell. Olsen with the ball left side for East. He'll take it to the middle, pass out to Moore. Moore will attack inside, and again Harry with a block. Stubbe with the pass for Harry and knocked out of bounds. Hey, I got in the game there, Marty.
Good play, Stu. You still got the hands.
One of the few times you see me pass it, though. Lou Yang back in for East, replacing Olsen. 6:45 remaining first half at South, trailing East 14-13. Yang goes to Moore. Yang guarded by Donovan and travels.
I haven't been keeping real close of East turnovers, Stu, but there's definitely not up into the range that South is. But
they're trying to catch up though, Marty.
There's Andy McKillop doing that up camera work. Andy's getting the attendance award so far.
He's got a pretty good consecutive game streak going.
Yeah, you are way down on the list.
Teller inside, no good. Harry with a rebound. And what are they calling here? Foul?
I think they're going to get Harry on the foul. He got the ball stripped away from him, and then in an effort to get it back, he committed a foul.
Third personal on BJ. So he'll go to the bench as Pfeiffer returns for the Red Wings.
Harry can be a difference maker inside, Stu. He's got to get a little bit stronger. Be a little more assertive when he gets the ball down deep.
Zimmerman will try the baseline, split the defense, no good, but an offensive board and a score by Dan Green.
He's going to have a shot at a three-point play.
They get Murphy on that one.
Yep.
His second personal. And we've got a timeout. Do you see a signal? Is that a...
Dave Gallianetti.
We keeping it here, Marty? Yeah, it's a short timeout. They're not sitting on the bench. That's how you know it's a short timeout.
Well, Harry Boyce is on the bench. BJ Harry's on the bench for South. But I'll tell you, the production off the bench for East has been much better than it's been for the South side so far. I think once South gets their ball handling and their turnovers under control, they're going to do quite a bit better, but it's the turnovers that have just been killing them so far.
Well, since Boyce picked up his third foul, East has outscored South 9-0.
Ouch.
And Green going to try to add to that run with a free throw. 6'4" senior. East picked for second this year. Figured to be the toughest challenge to Sheboygan North, who's the preseason favorite for the league title, as East takes their biggest lead of the night at 17-13. Donovan traveled.
Well, in an effort to get the ball over to the other side to Jacob Pfeiffer, he just couldn't keep his pivot foot down.
Pfeiffer had a layup if no travel called. This is Moore. Pull up 10-footer, no good. Green, another offensive board.
Green off the bench has 5 points. Maurice Moore off the bench has 5 points, and those guys have just been doing a very good job of playing basketball.
Murphy gets the easy 2, and that ends a 12-point run by East. East is going to take a short timeout. Those are the first points of the night for Murphy, who's on the board. 19-15, East leading.
I mentioned in the first quarter he got the ball in position where I thought he could have taken jump shots with shorter people on him. He's been content to throw the ball out. That time did a little stutter step and took it hard to the basket.
East trying to show some pressure here, Marty, but South actually has handled it pretty well. They did turn him over on that one, but had a wide open player and then got a pretty easy 2 on this last one.
They have the ability, and you know, they're well coached in that respect. So they have a chance. And they did. South, on the other hand, when they made the basket and applied their press, had East in a tough spot with the ball handler trapped down here near the corner.
Moore will bring it up for East.
1-3-1 zone, half-court trap, I should say.
Green to Moore, swing to Zimmerman, long 3-pointer. Rolls off the rim, no good. Another offensive board for East.
Getting that one was Luke Olson.
Moore is going to try the right side. His drive hard off the glass, and South controls. Outlet pass to Stubbe, behind the back dribble.
Oh, nice move.
Jumper was short, but I think the foul's going to go against Yang.
Louis Yang going to pick that one up. You're right, Stu.
First personal foul on Yang, just the 15th foul against East, but Stubbe was in the act of shooting, so he'll get free throws.
That's some of that quickness that we've talked about, and adept ball handling. Saw it all in one play.
Stubbe had the first bucket of the night, and that's his first point since. You get a good shot of the junior, netting both free throws and cutting the East lead to 2, 19-17. Full court pressure, and
well, Donovan definitely put a forearm in that kid's side and fouled him. I know you don't like it.
It's a bad call. Didn't impact anything on the play. No reason to call that. Guy was falling down.
That puts East in the bonus.
I would have to say the ratio of whistles is short guy whistling it about 3 times for every time the tall guy blows it.
There's a stat we ought to have on the sheet. Tall guy, short guy whistles.
So Donovan picked up his second personal foul, and
is that a control issue?
Yeah. Luke Olson with the free throw, no good. Murphy with the rebound. Red Wings with a chance to tie or take the lead. Teller.
Oh, almost a drag of the foot there by Danny.
Shane, who's in the game, now a double team, and the ball stripped, but given right back by East, and a foul called on
Zimmerman.
Mike Zimmerman, his first.
Well, a couple of quick turnovers. South gave it up, and then East gave it right back.
You're going to need more numbers on your turnover line.
That's why I left some space after number 15. We're only good for 30. I gotta start writing my own numbers in.
Murphy for 3. Got it. South back in front. And then a foul called.
That'll put East at the line. And I believe it's going to be Luke Olson. He just missed a 1-on-1 opportunity.
Foul went against Stubbe, just his first personal foul. Fifth lead change of the first half as South gets back in front 20-19. Olson nets the first on this trip. Also gets his first point of the night.
By the way, Stu, that was one more whistle by the big guy.
Will Hartman comes back in for South, and Fisher, the sophomore, will return for East. Still about 4-1 now, I've decided. We're only counting like fouls and turns.
I understand.
That doesn't count.
No.
Koenig will return for South as well. 4:22 to go in the first half. We're all tied at 20. Coming to you from South High School tonight.
Stu doing his first game of the basketball season.
Still a little rusty.
I don't think so.
Murphy kicks it out to Koenig. Stubbe thought about swinging it, now hangs on to it. Murphy drives in, splits the defense. No good, follows his own shot, scramble inside and a jump ball. South will keep it on this end.
Well, Murph, that time going hard to the basket again, Stu. I like it.
Stubbe will bring it in. Koenig out front. Hartman to Murphy. Stubbe, right corner. Murphy will drive. Rolls off, no good. Kept alive. And no, the ref says out of bounds. That counts as a whistle, Marty.
Yes, against the guy you don't like. Hartman making a great effort. Murphy had a great shot, and the ball just wouldn't roll in for him.
Moore hit an open Fisher who couldn't handle the pass, and South will get it back. That's what you want the pressure to do.
Well, you got to get those fingertip push-ups going, Stu. You know, I mean, that's what gives you the strength you need to be good.
Shane on the drive, it was fouled, no call. Zimmerman will bring it the other way for East. Fisher got all arm, no ball.
Well, at least they didn't blow the whistle.
They have heard me. Moore gets it inside, Fisher walk.
Oh, way out of control there.
Big guy called that one.
That was a good call, though.
Stubbe, as East is showing full court pressure. Murphy bounce pass back to Murphy and scores. Hartman made that one happen.
Good pass by Will.
Murphy now with 7. And we're closing in on the 3-minute mark.
Stubbe applying great pressure on Moore.
Olson will try the left side, and a pushing foul called on Andy Shane, his first.
Shane getting caught a little bit too aggressive, not able to get back and cut the ball handler off. Olson making a lot of trips to the line.
As a bonus, East will be shooting 2 after this for the rest of the half. Olson hits the first, he'll get another.
You know, Olson has had from the 7 foul mark, the 8 foul mark, and now the 9 foul mark. He's had all the bonus attempts. And he's hit on 2 out of the 3 bonus. We'll have to see if he can make the, or the first free throw, I mean, see if he can make the bonus.
Got both of them that time, 3 points for Olson, and we're tied at 22.
That cross-court pass has really been effective for South.
Murphy will try the 3-pointer again, this time hard off the rim. Moore with the board for East. Head to Yang.
Zimmerman had 6 points in the first quarter, Stu. He hasn't scored since.
Nice bounce pass to Moore. His shot blocked by Murphy.
.220 remaining until halftime. Good feed inside.
Murphy charges.
Oh, wow.
Didn't take much to knock that guy down, did it?
I was going to say, great fall down defense. Third foul on Murphy.
So South now with a little bit of trouble. Two of their starters with 3.
Murphy going out. Stu Danny Teller coming in for him.
Token pressure that time by the Red Wings, and here comes Zimmerman across into the front court. He'll drive into the lane, 10-footer, short off the rim. Teller controls and a nice outlet pass. Hartman races to the hoop and scores.
A nice outlet pass and then a good layup by Hartman.
4 points for Hartman, and South back in front by a deuce. Lob inside for Green. He's blocked from behind, but they'll call a foul on Teller. His first.
Green is going to go to the line to shoot a couple. He has 5 points in the quarter. Got a chance to take the scoring lead in the game for East.
A little bit hard on the first shot.
Yeah, Hoop didn't want it.
1:47 to play in the first half. It's been a seesaw game. Green Bay East has had their best player on the bench for the entire second. Well, not the entire, the entire second quarter, as well as last minute and a half or so of the first, as Green hit the second free throw.
Donovan.
Nice look away pass. Hartman drew the foul. Go against Green.
Good body control by Will Hartman, like you called it, Stu. Using his body. Draw the foul. There's a good shot of Harry Boyce.
So Hartman hits the first. He'll get another.
Get a good shot of Will.
South back in front by 3. Hartman with 6 points in the first half.
Chris had an opportunity after one of the South football games to do an interview, and Will was part of that. And just a great kid, Stu. Very humble.
Olsen just drained a 3 to tie the game at 26. He's got 6.
Third three-point basket for East. Bloor, Olsen, and Zimmerman.
Teller will kick it out. This is Pfister. Hartman inside. Koenig with the cut. Bank shot. No good. Kept alive. And Yang will control for East. We're under a minute to play in the half.
A lot of action. No points.
I got to think, if you're Rick Rosinski, the East coach, you got to be happy with where things are right now.
For sure. He's going to have Boyce starting the second half with 3 fouls, but still to gain ground in the course of the game like he has, he's got to be very happy.
South forces another turnover, but then gives it right back.
Well, I think Donovan didn't think that he had dribbled when he gained control. The referee didn't see it that way and then called the double dribble.
Moore checking back in for East.
A little short hop when you catch the ball. That's where Donovan was caught.
30.8 seconds to go.
By the way, the big guy called that one.
He's closed the ratio. Moore not waiting, and Teller will get the rebound for South. Under 20 seconds to go.
Well, Stubby's been out for an extended period of time, Stu. South needs to run it down for 1.
Donovan left corner. Under 10 seconds. On the drive, Koenig banks it in and scores. And that will be it for the first half. So Adam Koenig with a nice scissoring drive to the hoop gives South a 28-26 lead at halftime.
exercise your emotions. Attend a live orchestra concert. Go to findaconcert.com.
How much do I need to save for her education?
How much credit card debt is too much?
No matter who you are, making informed decisions about what to do with your money will help build a more stable financial future for you and your family.
It's kind of like East.
Ooh, I'll have one of those. Thank you. It's been a very closely played first half. South leading 28-26. 6 players scoring for both teams. Leading the way in all scorers was Scott Murphy for South with 7 points. Will Hartman had 6, 5 for Adam Koenig. Tim Stubbe and B.J. Harry with 4 each, and Eric Dunneval with a bucket to account for South's 28 points. Olson and Green from Green Bay East, along with Zimmerman, all with 6 points. Fisher had a bucket. Moore had 5, and one of the Valley's top scorers, Harry Boyce, 1 point and 3 fouls in the first half.
Well, Boyce is starting the second half as we suspected.
Well, and one thing that hasn't changed, though, Marty.
The big guy made that call, though.
It's a turnover.
Well, the thing is, I mean, you catch the ball and you put the ball on the floor, you know, and they're just shuffling their feet. That's just real poor fundamentals. Can't blame it on the official if the guy can't catch it and dribble it.
Closely played first half. 5 lead changes and 3 tie scores. And South now with a chance to add to their 2-point lead. Harry leans in, now kicks it back out to Stubbe. He's guarded by Yang. Pass goes to Murphy. Murphy working on Boyce. Little spin move. Left-hander won't go. Boyce with the rebound. He'll try to push it up for East.
Good one-on-one move by Murphy to get the shot off. The hoop just didn't want it.
Zimmerman splits 2 defenders. Now Boyce. Ball was stripped. Boyce still has it. Drives on Harry. Scores and is fouled. That's why Green Bay East wants him in the ball game.
Exactly. A very good one-on-one move, and we got a technical foul.
That's also counts as that'll be it for Harry, won't it?
If it's on him.
Well, it was his 4th personal foul. And depending on whether that was a technical on him or not, that could be, he could be out of the ball game. It is, he's out, that's 5. And that is a bad break for the Red Wings here.
Well, that's not a bad break, Stu. That's just a bad move on BJ's part. Yeah, keep your mouth shut. Have more self-control in that. And they're going to miss him inside. You know, he's a big difference maker for rebounding and just that inside presence against Matt Fisher. Fisher's a big guy, 6'7", There's nobody on the south bench that's going to match up with that kind of height.
So Boyce hits the first free throw. He should actually get 3 here, Marty. Well, 2.
Yeah, he'll get 1 more. 3 altogether. The 3-point play.
That's.
I thought technical fouls are 2-shot fouls.
Well, they are, but he had to shoot 1 for the score. He scored. He should have 1 free throw off the made basket.
Yep, for the 3-point play.
Yep, they just figured it out.
Dan Koopman's calling him over to talk to him.
Actually, what they did is he screwed up initially. Should have been 1 shot. Then after that was made, might have still been Boyce shooting the free throw, but then they should have asked who's going to shoot the technicals, and then it should have been 2 shots. So they just sort of did it reverse. And actually right now, if I'm the East coach, I wouldn't be real happy because you've just frozen my free throw shooter.
Well, I'm not sure if you can switch free throw shooters on the second technical foul attempt.
No, but what I'm saying is they should have just allowed 1 free throw, then identified who was shooting the technical, because he still had 1 free throw to shoot after the made basket. What they did is they had him shoot 2.
I think the first free throw he attempted was for the 3-point play.
But they never said.
They
held up 2 fingers when he handed him the ball.
Okay.
And that's what they're trying to get sorted out. And this is taking a lot of time for something that should be pretty easily sorted out.
Exactly.
It's also a correctable error.
Well, everything's correctable. Except what goes on tape.
Unless it's not corrected. Well, Boyce, who had only 1 point, is going to get off to a pretty quick start here in the second half with what could be a 5-point play if they ever let him shoot the other free throw.
Good strategy by Dan Koopman. Delay the game as long as you can. Let Boyce get cold.
I have a feeling he's also letting them know that that might have been a pretty quick whistle on the tee. I have a feeling he may have said a bad word.
You got to wonder. He said it under his breath.
Right, it wasn't an animated thing.
No, definitely not.
Okay, the delay has now reached the 3-minute mark.
After further review.
They're not going to give him 2 more free throws.
No, he get 1 more.
All right.
Oh, now I'm really confused.
How is that right?
He's coming off a 3-point play.
I feel like taking the headset off right now. All right, that was not right. That was not right. That was not right.
He made the basket, right, and got fouled.
Yeah, it was 28-26 South when this whole thing started. Although they've only got 31 up on the scoreboard now. Did they disallow one of the made free throws?
I think that's what happened. I think that's why the East coach was unhappy, because they disallowed one of the free throws.
Okay, he made 4, but he gets credit for 3.
There you go.
And we've got a 31-28 East lead, and they still have the ball. Olsen for 3, no good. South with the board, and Stubbe will bring it up.
Well, South is down 3, any way you look at it. You know, I'm not a very neat guy when it comes to writing numbers and all that kind of stuff, and then we have this happen.
Murphy with a nice bank cuts the East lead to 1. Murphy now with 9.
It's actually pretty neat until that little screw up by the officials.
Zimmerman got away with a walk. Boyce will take the 3. No good. Stubbe with a board. Double team. And a jump ball. Possession arrow favors South. 6:17 to go, 3rd quarter. Harry Boyce with a 5-point play has given East the lead, and they're ahead 31-30.
Hartman is in for South and Green for East, Stu.
Stubbe to Donovan. Now Teller.
Well, Teller doesn't look very sure with the ball when he gets it, you know, out near half court.
In the corner, Teller, bounce pass into Murphy, little turn move, no good, but a foul.
That was a good end. Go ahead, Stu.
I think Green will get called on the foul.
I was going to say, it was a real nice entry pass by Teller to get it to Murphy.
And going to the line is Murphy.
I mentioned that I thought it was important, more than important, they're almost critical for South to be able to control the lane, control the paint, and they haven't done that. At times, they've looked very good in getting the ball inside, but overall, they haven't done that, and that's why we have such a close game.
Murphy hits both free throws. He has 11, and South back in front, 32-31. Olsen will drive the lane, now pull up.
Donovan went for the steal and didn't get it, almost gave up a layup right down the lane to Olsen.
Green left corner, kick it back out to Yang up front. Zimmerman outside, hard off the bracket. Murphy controls the board for the Red Wings.
Good defensive effort by South at times too. They really played South very tough. Didn't allow them any good shots.
Murphy, little crossover dribble, tied up inside and taken away by Green. And they're going to call a foul on Murphy.
Man, what in the world?
Four fouls on Murphy.
Jeez. That was not very good call. Well, now South has both their big guys out. B.J. Harry out for good with 5 fouls, and Murphy out because of 4 fouls. You have to think he probably won't come back in until the fourth quarter.
Moore is back in for East.
He provided a spark when he came in. Scored 5 quick points.
Boyce on the cut. And Green fouled inside by Stubbe. Stubbe picking up his second.
That was a good foul by Stubbe, not allowing the easy shot by Green.
4th team foul on the Red Wings. Zimmerman drives the baseline, and they're going to call another foul.
I think that's going to go on Danny Teller, number 45.
Teller his second, and now 5 team fouls. And we're going to start shooting free throws pretty soon.
Don't say anything, Danny. Bite your tongue, boy.
Zimmerman misses the first.
You know, they could call a technical on the announcers. We better keep our mouths shut, too. Keep your headset on.
I haven't said a word, Marty.
I'm going to watch a replay tomorrow. I don't think that's true. Oh, stolen away. Hartman lost it.
Boyce scores, and another foul. This one will go against Hartman.
Will Hartman's first foul, Stu. And Boyce has 8 points in the game, 6 this quarter.
Dan Koopman wants a
it's going to be
full timeout, and we'll be back. 4:36 to play. South trailing 34-32.
So many kids' activities today seem to leave out the activity part. New research tells us that just getting children to walk an extra 35 minutes a day could spare them the pain of thinning bones later in life. Encourage your kids to get up, get out, and get moving.
Hello. Hey, Grandma, how about another grape soda?
For more advice on how kids can build strong bones, visit aaos.org, a public service message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
See the scoreboard, 4:36 remaining in the third quarter, and Green Bay East leading Sheboygan South. The Red Wings, it's been a seesaw game, but right now the Red Wings would seem to be the team in a little bit of trouble with 2 starters, one already fouled out, the other with 4 fouls.
And what makes the big difference, too, is that they don't have that presence in the middle of the lane when Murphy at 6'5" is in there and B.J. Harry at 6'7". And we had mentioned early in the game that East didn't appear to be a very tall team. Well, Fisher's out of the game for them. Boyce, their next tallest guy, is still in, but well, it could be a decided advantage inside for South, is just not there.
Boyce short on the free throw attempt. And the Red Wings control. Stubbe will bring it into the front court.
Maybe he ought to go back when he made that free throw. They didn't count it. Count it here. Correctable error.
Pull-up jumper misses its mark. That was Hartman. Pfeiffer with the rebound. Donovan tried to look away a pass, and Moore steals it. Boyce for Moore. He's fouled by Stubbe. Stubbe's got 3.
Well, nothing cheap about that last foul.
Nope.
Well, Boyce showing good teamwork on that fast break, and he did the time before that also, Stu. He's not afraid to give it up.
Moore will get a pair of free throws.
Five out of 7 free throws for East in the quarter.
1 for 2 trip for Moore. He's got 6 on the night, and it's a 3-point East lead. Just hitting the halfway point of the third quarter. Nice backdoor cut, Donovan for an easy 2.
Well, that'll help. Get South to within 1. I was going to mention one guy you got to pay attention to if you're East is Jacob Pfeiffer, because he'll stand outside the 3-point line and shoot it and make it.
Boyce to Zimmerman, little passing game, split the defense, a shot short. Teller clears the rebound and a foul on Zimmerman, his second.
Those are one of those, Stu, you know, where you could probably just let her go, but as long as it's on East, we'll take it.
Just the second team foul against Green Bay East. South has already committed 7.
Wow. Well, not a good spot to throw the ball right here in the corner. Crying out loud.
Pfeiffer with the ball.
Whoa!
Almost threw it to the referee. Teller will drive. Nice move and scores.
Well, very assertive, good strong move to the hoop, and South back on top.
Teller's first points of the night, and South back in front. Boyce. Oh, Green wide open, couldn't handle the pass.
Good double team forcing Boyce to give it up, and you're right.
Stubbe will bring it into the front court for the Red Wings.
3:05 remaining in the quarter.
Koenig out front, now Teller, right side. Pfeiffer, left baseline, he's fouled.
Again, good use of the body to draw the foul. Jacob leaning in and not going to jump over the defense, but that's all right. Take the 2 free throws.
Got Dan Green for 3, the scoreboard's got him for 2.
I got him for 3 too.
I think we're right.
I think we're both right also.
Free throws for Jacob Pfeiffer. Short on the first.
He'll make the second. Whoa, Hoop didn't want it, but didn't have a choice.
Used all the rim on that one. Pfeiffer's first point of the night, and South leads 37-35.
Almost a walk by Moore. Just got rid of it in time.
Moore will try the 3. That's hard off the bracket. Long rebound controlled by Stubbe. Koenig was open on the break, but Stubbe elects to bring it up slowly. This is Donovan out front. East in his zone.
Looks like it. Now they're backing up. It looks like a 2-1-2. South getting their players into position. I always like that strategy against the zone when you penetrate and get 2 guys on you and then dish it off to an open player.
Teller gets open inside, shot hard off the bracket. Boyce clears and he'll bring it up quickly for East. Yang, left corner for 3, short of the mark. Stubbe with another rebound inside.
Koenig with good pressure on the shot, and then Donovan not able to handle the long pass.
Shane will come back in for South, and it'll be Fisher and Zimmerman returning for Green Bay East. Turnovers have plagued both teams tonight. South maybe more so than East.
Well, the turnover rate is not as great as it was in the first half, but there's an illegal screen by Fisher. If you're calling everything else, you might as well call that.
Moore to Fisher. Lob pass, Fisher, bank shot, good.
And no backside help left Fisher wide open for that turnaround shot.
4 points for the sophomore. We're tied at 37. Stubbe for three, notched it.
Oh, big hoop there. South up by 3. They haven't had a 3-point shot since the second quarter when Murphy hit one, and that's only their second one of the game, Stu.
7 points for Stubbe at the minute mark. Oh, Boyce block, gets his own rebound and scores.
Teller with a great block.
Boyce now with 10, 9 in the third quarter. Actually 10 in the third quarter, but they're only counting 9 of them. Stubbe feeling it, hard off the rim. Boyce got the rebound off his leg. Yes, South ball. 38.9 seconds to go.
Well, South up by 1. I don't think they're going to hold it for one shot. But you got to know that South wants to get a good shot this possession and then hold them on the defensive end. Admir Misovic is in the game.
Teller, he's done a nice job tonight.
Well, Stubbe's sitting down, taking a little rest till the end of the quarter.
Out front with 22 seconds to go is Teller. Shane now right side. Koenig out front. 15 seconds. Pfister got it back to Shane as we're at the 10-second mark.
East applying a lot of pressure.
Somebody needs to look at taking a shot. Koenig for 3. Almost tapped in by Teller, or at least he tried to get it up to the rim, but it doesn't go. We've played 3 here at Sheboygan South, and the host Red Wings leading Green Bay East 40-39.
This is your nest egg. This is your nest egg when trouble strikes. There is no insurance against investment fraud. There is no insurance if you lose money in the stock market. But there is help if your broker goes out of business. One organization helps you get your securities investments back. The Securities Investor Protection Corporation. It's your nest egg. Protect it.
I love the challenge of computers. Not that I have much time with these little guys and my job, but when my wife went back to school, I thought, why can't I? Certain things in life demand my attention, but a new career in computer science deserves my attention. An evening class at Lakeland doesn't tie my life in knots, thanks to a flexible, easy-to-manage schedule that allows me to balance work, school, and the twins. Evening classes that meet once a week, that's the easy part.
We're back at South High School, ready to start the final quarter, and the Red Wings clinging to a 40-39 lead.
Abby Krushke, one of the cheerleaders right there, Stu. She's a cantor over at St. Dominic's.
Red Wings foul trouble is Scott Murphy with 4, Tim Stubbe with 3.
Oh, Boyce left wide open.
And scores. Boyce gives East the lead back at 41-40. He has a dozen. I was going to mention Boyce along with Dan Green, the only players in foul trouble for East. They both have 3.
Another turnover.
And a turnover right back. How many double turnovers have we had tonight? There's been a lot of them.
At least 3. I know there was that one back, and I think it was the first quarter, and there was one in the second quarter, and this one right here. I don't think we had any in the third quarter.
Been 10 lead changes in this game. Boyce's basket just was the 10th as East leads by 1. Bounce pass in. Koenig, he's blocked, but a foul called on Fisher.
You got that as being only his second foul.
I believe you are correct, sir.
Hartman's going to have a pair. He had 6 in the first half, Stu. He didn't get anything in the third quarter, so he's looking to tack on some more points.
Free throws are going to be big down the stretch. Hartman hits the first, tying the game at 41.
East has been in the bonus since about the middle of the third quarter. South only has picked up 4 fouls from East, so they're got a ways to go.
42-41, Red Wings back in front.
Teller on Boyce.
Boyce will kick it out to Olson from the corner. He gets the 3.
Good decision by Harry Boyce, and that's what I was talking about, that penetrating pitch. Draw a couple of defenders on you and then hit the open player.
Second 3 of the night for Olson, and another turnover by the Red Wings. Yang will push it up for East. Boyce thought about the 3 but didn't take it. Zimmerman out front, he's guarded by Hartman. Inside, Boyce, bank shot. Actually didn't bank it, just netted it.
Well, he had to fight off 2 South defenders to get that shot off, and he did just that.
14 for Boyce, and East up by 4. And Sheboygan South, Dan Koopman wants a short timeout.
That's what it looks like.
46-42. It's the second largest lead of the night for Green Bay East. They led by 6 early in the second quarter.
One thing that East is so far here in the fourth quarter, Stu, is they're very active on defense, and South is having trouble beating the pressure defense. And we saw it in the third quarter when Donovan made that nice back cut down the lane, and those are the kinds of things that can get you some easy baskets if you draw your offense out a little bit more on the floor and open up some of those back cuts.
Well, Murphy's back in the lineup for the Red Wings. And they've got the ball. Teller will bring it into Stubbe. Murphy triple teamed. Now Donovan on the left side, back out to Stubbe out front.
Well, Boyce guarding. Well, they're in a zone defense.
Murphy kicks out to Stubbe for 3. Hit the side of the board. Green, outlet pass to Boyce. And he gets another layup.
Well, I know we were both sitting on the edge of our seat waiting for the dunk, but Teller provided good pressure.
48-42. Oh, Teller open inside and can't convert, but he's fouled.
Could it be on Boyce?
I think Maurice Moore. His first personal. 5th team foul.
This will be Teller's first trip to the line.
7 unanswered points right now for East. Teller trying to put an end to that string right here. Misses the first.
So far in the second half, South has made 5 out of 7.
48-42. Teller will get a second free throw. 6:04 remaining. Misses on the second one as well, and Moore clears the board.
Boy, the left-hander didn't look good on either free throw attempt.
Zimmerman, bounce pass to Green, and he traveled.
Yep. Did the old 2-step. The South has been having a little trouble handling the zone by East.
Murphy has it stripped by Olson.
That's at least a third turnover here in the fourth quarter, Stu.
Moore guarded out front by Stubbe. Now Boyce with the ball. Teller on him.
5:15 remaining in the game, and South down 6, and they haven't looked to do much on offense this quarter at all.
Olson, he's hit a couple threes. South did a good job of covering him up. Moore leaves for Green, blocked, but a foul called on Teller. 3 on Dan.
Green has had his troubles at the line, Stu. He's, well, 2 out of 3 isn't too bad.
It's the first one there. His 7th point tonight. Get a good look at the 6'4" senior. So a pair of free throws for Green, and it's an 8-point lead for East, their largest of the evening. Whoa. Little floater there, a double team. Another turnover, Olsen with the steal.
One thing East has gotten tonight, Stu, is very good production off of the bench with Moore and Green in particular.
Boyce inside, hits another one, 18 for Boyce.
Official timeout. And with that break in the action, they are going to allow Koenig to come in, and he replaces Andy Shane.
52-42. 11 unanswered points for Green Bay East. Donovan being hounded by Moore. Koenig splits the defense and then throws it away.
Well, it's just amazing, Stu, how this zone defense has just befuddled South. You know, I like the idea they get it in the lane to Murphy, but they aren't able to get much out of that.
Green Bay East is going to take a timeout. 4 minutes and 7 seconds to play, and it's the Red Devils leading South by 10.
Doesn't matter who you are, or what you drive, or where you live. You have the power to give someone the greatest gift in the world, life. Make the decision to be an organ donor. Make the decision to donate life.
And we're back at Sheboygan South. The Red Wings need to find an answer here to some zone pressure, half-court pressure being applied by Green Bay East. The Red Devils have reeled off 11 unanswered points and have their largest lead of the night at 52-42.
Oh, and even worse than that, Stu, is we're almost halfway through the quarter, and all South has to show for their offensive efforts are 2 free throws. No baskets. And even at the free throw line, they've only been 2 out of 4.
Those 2 free throws by Hartman came early in the quarter, and
that actually gave them a lead.
Gave them a lead at 42-41, but it's been all East since then. And the Red Devils have the ball right now.
Stubbe applying the pressure, and South, of course, in the man-to-man defense. And East looking to run some clock.
Olsen back to Moore. Now Boyce out front. I think that's what East is going to be content to do here, is to eat a little bit of that clock up.
Look for some layups. And what this does, South is scrambling like crazy, trying to get the ball back, and it's not going to leave them a lot of energy for the offensive end.
Moore just threw it away. So one danger you run into here is you start to take your offense out of its rhythm with that kind of little delay action.
That's a good point. You know, you still got to look to go to the basket.
Oh. Boyce got a hand on that, but Teller tracks it down for South. Murphy inside, leaner.
Oh, I thought he was going to get called for an offensive foul.
Ball goes against Green instead, his 4th. They have him only for 3, Marty. I think they missed one. They missed a free throw, missed a foul. There's some misses going on here. Murphy with big free throws.
Well, we're right on the money here.
Another miss.
Murphy so far in the ball game has hit 2 out of 3, looking to go 3 out of 4 and break this scoring drought.
Got that one to slide in, and that ends that 11-point run by East.
12 points for Murphy.
52-43, East with the lead in the ball. Green wide open for an easy 2.
Maurice Moore making a very nice play.
3-minute mark and an 11-point East lead. Murphy will take it on the drive and score.
Boy, Murphy likes to go with that left hand, Stu. He's a right-hander.
14 for Murphy. South with pressure. Steele, Donovan. Missed the layup.
Gosh.
And a foul call.
Come on.
They going to call that on Moore?
Are they going to call a foul on East, and it's going to be while South is on the floor. It should be the 7th foul, so Hartman will go to the line shooting a bonus.
Second foul on Moore, and that is a big break for the Red Wings after the unfortunate miss on the layup.
You got to get those. Man alive, still down 9.
And a big free throw by Hartman.
Hartman with a free throw on this attempt still gives them 10 points in the game. Can you hear me now?
Hartman with 2 big free throws. He has 10, and it's a 7-point game. And they're going to call a block. Stubbe, I think that'll be his 4th.
You know, he picked up a couple of quick ones in the 3rd quarter, Stu, and, you know, I think on the surface, that's not too bad. You know, I only had 1, but you get down to crunch time like this, those 2 what in essence might be called silly fouls, you know, they add up when you get down to the end of the ball game like this. Now he's sitting with 4.
Koenig checks back in for South. Moore with a bonus. How about a front end miss and a 3-pointer on the other end?
Oh, there goes that.
7th point of the night for Mike
Moore.
Maurice Moore. Correction. He now has 8, and it's a 9-point East lead, 2:42 to play. Murphy drives right side. He got fouled. Green.
That's it.
Yeah, well, they missed a foul, Marty.
Well, he's going to get 6 on my book then if he picks up another one.
NBA style.
They actually were testing something a number of years ago with allowing 6 fouls in a high school game. I think they picked a couple of states and tested it. Obviously didn't get very far.
Oh, Murphy missed the front end and Moore got the rebound.
Oh, Moore made a great move to get around Stubbe, and then he makes a great feed.
Zimmerman misses, but Green gets the bunny.
Yeah, I thought I did pretty good tonight falling into that play-by-play mode until right there.
Happened at the 2:25 mark.
Oh, no.
Another steal. Boyce fouled by Donovan. 3 on Eric.
I've got South for 6 turnovers just in the 4th quarter, Stu. And, you know, when it gets to crunch time, you really need to be handling the ball and getting attempts at the basket. Those are 6 times that South has not done the job.
2:13 to play. Boyce, who had 1 point at halftime, looking to get his 19th and 20th of the night. Short on the first. $19 for Boyce, and it's a 12-point East lead. Murphy double teamed.
Oh, he had Teller open underneath.
Shane for 3, and he got it.
Andy Shane's first points of the night. And a quick timeout by South.
2 minutes to play. South trails by 9.
Get a job.
Look, it's a giraffe.
I don't see it.
The less art kids get, the more it shows. Are yours getting enough? Art. Ask for more. AmericansForTheArts.org.
Back at Sheboygan South, it's Green Bay East leading South 59-50 with 2 minutes remaining in this one.
The way that lady in the gray reacted when Harry Boyce picked up his third foul in the second quarter, you've got to think that that's Harry Boyce's relatives.
You could be very well right there, Mr. Martin.
Mum's the word.
East facing full court pressure, and Boyce gets the inbounds pass.
Almost had it tipped away. South in the scramble defense right now.
Moore dribbles it off his leg. Oh, Shane almost had a breakaway pass to Koenig, but instead now Stubbe with the ball out front. 1:40 to play. Teller inside. Shane, no good. Rebound by Moore. Boyce scored, probably was fouled, but no call. 21 for Boyce.
That's a dangerous play, undercutting a player. It gets up like that.
Lob inside for Murphy, overthrown, and East has the ball with 1:20 to go. And a foul called, and Moore will get free throws. Hartman whistled for the foul.
.111 remaining and South down 11.
Moore misses the first.
Had a chance with a couple of made free throws to get his point total up to 10.
No double digits.
Yeah, maybe later. Either way though, 8, make it 9 points off the bench by him. And Green has 10 points. That's 19 points off the bench out of their 62. That's a very good production.
Murphy way outside, a little bit short. Tries to follow. East gets the board. We're under a minute to play. Wide open is Green, and he'll score.
That was a nice play by him not to put the ball on the floor, just pivot and put the shot up.
14 tonight for Green.
And that's the lead.
Stubbe way outside, misses the mark. Inside, Teller no good. East controls Boyce. Little 5-foot bank, doesn't go. Shane controls the rebound. Olsen takes it away. Under 30 seconds to go.
Now Olsen does the right thing. Pull the ball back out. We basically have the game won. Run some clock.
Under 20. Olsen at 15. Splits the defense. Taken away. Stubbe gets the layup. And that will end it from South High School. Final tonight, Green Bay East 64, Sheboygan South 52. We'll be back to wrap this up after this.
Start hallucinating after 3 days. Start scratching yourself so bad that you'll develop scabs on your arms. Your teeth will fall out, your eyes will turn yellow. You'll develop liver problems, but you'll regret it. You'll end up in jail, you end up in rehab, or you'll end up dead. And there ain't nothing else to say about it.
Sheboygan is alive.
With
artistic expression.
Sheboygan Symphony Orchestra.
Lakeshore Chorale.
Distinguished Guest Series.
University Theater.
John Michael Kohler Arts Center.
Sheboygan Concert Association.
Sheboygan Theater Company.
Lakeland Fine Arts Series.
Stephanie H. Weil Center. Theater for young audiences.
Rotary Concert Series.
Sheboygan Pops Concert Band.
Give the new Performing Arts gift certificate available at the Chamber of Commerce office.
Not long ago, Albert couldn't take long walks. He was diagnosed with a bad heart. After considering all the treatment options, his heart specialist recommended a pacemaker instead of putting him to sleep. Get the facts about animal research.
There's a new experience around every corner as you discover Wisconsin. Discover Wisconsin like you've never seen before.
What does being involved really mean? Is it making grilled cheese sandwiches for a sleepover? Staying for the curtain call at the talent show? Or learning the names of their favorite bands? Believe it or not, right now there are parents just like you out there talking about things like this. From school to home, from friends to futures. And we'd like you to be a part of it. National PTA, every child, one voice.
Yeah, the third, the North-South game. And welcome back to Sheboygan South High School, where tonight Green Bay East, on the strength of a 25-point fourth quarter, defeats the host Red Wings 64-52. And Marty, perhaps the best or one of the best players in the league, Harry Boyce, really a big difference in the second half.
He made a big difference. He had 20 of it, his 21 points in the second half, and really sparked the offense per se. But I thought what really made the difference in the ball game was when East went to their zone defense, and South just didn't have an answer for that.
A lot of problems for South controlling the basketball tonight.
They had, I had them for 12 turnovers in the first half, and then as they entered that critical fourth quarter, they had 7 alone in the fourth quarter, and that's crunch time. That's when you really got to start handling the ball, and South just didn't do it.
And the good point you made is when you're turning it over, you're not getting shots at the hoop.
And that's basically what was happening. They weren't even getting attempts at the hoop, you're right. And there were a number of trips when they came down, had chances. We even talked about it during the break, is, you know, nail a three, get a turnover, and they go down and throw the ball away.
Well, as Marty mentioned, Harry Boyce leading the way tonight with 21 points for Green Bay East. Dan Green added 14. Those were the only Red Devils in double figures. Moore and Olson each had 9 as East scores 64 points tonight. For Sheboygan South, Scott Murphy led the way with 14. Will Hartman, the only other Red Wing in double figures, he had 10. Tim Stubbe with 9. Eric Dunneval scored 4. Andy Shane 3. Jacob Pfeiffer had a free throw. Dan Teller had a bucket. Adam Koenig with 5, all in the first half. And B.J. Harry had 4. That adds up to 52 for the Red Wings. Tough loss for South. They dropped now to 2-2 in Fox River Valley Conference play, 5-2 overall. For Green Bay East, they're now 6-1 on the season, 3-1 in league play. And Marty, we've got a good one the next time people view in. It's going to be live.
Yep, January 3rd, North-South game at the Armory. Couple of long streaks going. The girls have got about an 11-year run of wins. And North girls are just awesome this year from what I've heard. I haven't seen them play. And then, of course, on the boys' side, North has a long streak over South. And Dan Koopman, of course, wants to break that streak. This should be a great night of basketball, as it always is.
It's a doubleheader, as usual. I think the first game kicks off at 6 p.m. And then that'll be the North-South girls, followed by the boys 20 minutes or so after that first game ends. There'll be some holiday play for both teams. They're in tournaments, and then January 3rd we'll be right back here live. But for Andy McKillips, Brian Andrews, and Kerry Kautzer in the truck, along with the Guru, I'm Stu Hoffensberger, wishing you all a safe and happy holiday season, and we'll see you next year.